What I realized in my journey with networking is that LinkedIn is a site that if you're a professional and you want to really create some interest, you really should build your site. So we're going to cover a few things. There's a top right is your profile. I suggest to get 100% as quickly as possible. How to do that is that there's a wizard in LinkedIn that tells you what you need to fill out to get to 100%. So as you see here, I have a lot of different things I've done. I'm Get Connected, Make Wealth Happen, writer for metroactive.org blog. I put multiple on there. The more the merrier. If you only have one, that's fine. Where you've gone to school, your connections, recommendations, I have 20 recommendations. Once you pass, I believe it's 15, either 8 or 15 recommendations, your profile reaches more people because of the recommendations you have. Right. Websites, profile, so do that. You can also link in, if you go here, if you go to home, I'll put your picture on there. If you go to home, you can link your Twitter account with your LinkedIn. So you don't have to go back to your Twitter all the time. You just go to LinkedIn and type things once and it appears in 2 places. Another great site that I don't have up here is called gist.com. www.gist.com. This site is amazing. A gentleman named Craig Elias told me about it. Gist. George, Indian, Sam, Toronto.com. This site puts everything together on one site. Your Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, your blog, all on one site. Unbelievable. You get to put people, percentages of it. If you have 0 interest in them or 100% interest in them, great site. Again, one site, everything's on there. I go to that site at least once a week or as often as I can. But LinkedIn is my second favorite site. Why LinkedIn is great is, as you see, I just passed the 500 people mark. So this allows me to get into the LinkedIn Open Network. It's called the Lion. 520. Some people have seen my profile, and this always jumps up and down for me lately. Who I may know. This is great here. And what's happening with everybody. And this is just new here. LinkedIn tell you what's happening, the news. They put the news in recently. What I like about LinkedIn is a number of things. First is you can put what's going on with yourself. Next thing is you can always add people. So you go to My Connections, and you can always see the types of people. You can actually put people into groups and categorize everything. It's really cool. So you just drill down, spend 5-10 minutes and put everybody where you want them. So I have 390 people that I haven't really said where they belong yet. So I have to do that still. Network statistics. 520 people that I know, there's 98,000 that are 2 degrees away from me. Access to what? 6,400,000 people. And 900 people since June 3rd, and today users is 100 million. And LinkedIn has exploded. They just went IPO there a few weeks ago in the stock market. They're growing, and they're really realizing how important it is. Most of my people are from Toronto, there's a few from other parts of the city, other parts of the world. What I use LinkedIn also is I have an inbox where people send me information about what they're doing. Like I recently did I endorsed Jenna Burke, Marketing Magnet. These people get invitations. There's a section here called More. And More, you can actually post your events that you're doing, do polls, where you've gone, you upload your slideshare programs, like all my programs, my session at the end of the event, I'm going to be uploading them to the site. People can see that. Your WordPress. So there are a lot of great things. And what I suggest, well, my homework, oh here, groups. This is what I like. Your groups. I have all these groups that I've run. I have my own group. I have my Gold Achievers International group, Centennial College. All these cool groups that send information out. Why this is great, and how I suggest you do this, is take the time every day for 5 to 10 minutes and study different parts of LinkedIn. This is how you're going to learn the entire part of LinkedIn. You can go online. There's some PDFs that are available online that you can download. It gives information about LinkedIn, different parts. It's really huge program, but there's different parts of it that you can actually learn how to use. Again, one of the key takeaways is work on bits and parts every day. It is worth your time to spend 5 minutes a day on LinkedIn. Just like you spend this much time on your business, spend time on LinkedIn. Build your profile. That is the biggest tip I can give you regarding that, because there's just a lot of information to share on it. But I've shared what I feel is the parts that I use the most. But there's a part part here that you can put what books you've read, my reading list, which is great. So people can see what I'm reading. I read lots of books, so they can follow you. This mouse is hard. Oh, here my reading list. Here your reading list. Here it is. And like Millionaire Mindset, reading it next. Reading this during breakfast. I just read this about Live Your Dreams. I'm reading this book again. Unbelievable book.
Living Your Dreams.
Living Your Dreams, about NLP. NLP, if you're learning about NLP, it is a very, very strong medium you can use to propel your business. Another great book I'm going to touch upon, Influence, Robert Cialdini. I read it. I already gave my friend Patrick. He's reading it. Unbelievable book. I heard about this book about a year ago. I'm going to go find like 3 more copies and hand out to people. Unbelievable book. Influence is all about marketing and how you do it. And Robert Cialdini talks about examples of how it's a click and word, how people expect something to get something, how you can work on engaging, engaging as well. We're talking about questions. We're doing influence. We're engaging. You're asking a question, ask a question to get the response. It's exactly what Cialdini is talking about. It's called click and word. Click and word. And we're doing that with the key questions. It's exactly what he's talking about. Any better example I can't even think of. Right. Awaken the Giant, Anthony Robbins. Why this is great is you can put all these books, and it keeps you in track of what books you've read. Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, I got it here.
That one I've read.
Huh?
That one I've read.
Okay.
A couple of times.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to keep going then.
Yeah, good.
Wealthy speaker. I'm actually doing a spotlight on Jane Atkinson in the next few weeks, so I'm emailing with her. Maxwell Maltz, goals. I have that on PDF. I can email that if you like to you. Harvey McKay, thinking about fuel. Before you quit your job. I never read a lot of books, but I put them on here because it keeps me. It's even my what I've read. Shift. How to Work a Room, Smart Networking. Great book by Liz Lynch. You want a book that Ivan Meisler's book, Networking Like a Pro, but Liz Lynch, 2 books that I always reread all the time. How to Talk to Anyone. Unique Abilities. A gentleman named Dan Sullivan. He mentors with people who make $500,000 or more. The trick is, the great thing is that you can read his books. And you can learn from him. He has a book called Unique Abilities. I'll tell you a quick story. In his book, I've actually, one of his mentors named Casey Condon, I heard him speak about Dan Sullivan because he was working with him. And in his book, has an example where you email this letter to 10 friends. The question is, what do your friends see in you and what do they like about you? I read this book once, and the second time I read it, I said, okay, I'm going to do this exercise. It's about learning and growing. And this exercise, I sent it to 10 people. I was nervous. Sent it out. I got a response about a week later. From who? Terry Gogna and Max Sermon. And they both said similar things, but worded differently. One, Max said risk taker. Max said, willing to go out and connect with people. For me, it was the lesson and appreciative of what they said and doing the exercise. So things are out there for you to learn how to do every day. You have to actually take them and take ownership from doing them. And that's what I learned myself. I have to take that ownership that I'm responsible, that I learned. And I shared this story about a year ago in Toronto on video with a few other people, and it was a strong point. Actually, Laura Rognast did the same thing, and she shares it on the DVD as well. So, as I said, and here at the top you can see people can follow you, what you're reading. Here, this is who's watching you. So what I've done.
When they say who's watching you, what they have.
They can watch your book list.
Okay.
Then you add them, they see what you've done. So I think I want to work out who I found, who's watching me. It's a great dynamic growth. So total books I've read 72, total books 72, total books I've read, books I've recommended 14. So you can recommend books to others.
Right.
Okay. Part of networking, and I'll leave you with this great testament, and I've done this, is you know people in your business, the business cards that you have, and the contacts that you have. What you can do every day, and I do this, is email them something of their interest. You will be absolutely amazed what happens. I have been giving out books to people the past couple of years. Because I have these books on my bookshelf. I've read them. What am I going to do with them? I give them out. Joe and I have exchanged. How many books have we exchanged, Joe? Lots.
Yeah.
Okay? The power of giving someone a book for them to read is amazing. First of all, value, you're giving, and they appreciate that, and you're not expecting anything in return.
Right.
A powerful exercise that you can do. Online, same thing. We'll talk about Facebook now a little bit, because it ties into what this site does. On Facebook, and here you can actually promote events. But on Facebook and here, you can create your own groups. Then you can inform your groups of what's happened. They join your group. Sometimes you put a message in LinkedIn under your groups. It tells you what you've done. So I started a Get Connected, Make What Happen group. I only have 10 people on LinkedIn. I have 100 on Facebook. So every time I have something new, like an article I wrote on, I'm on expert author status on ezinearticles.com and articlesbase.com. Every time I write a new article, I put a little quote in there and I email to my group. They go on, they get feedback, they like the article, did it. It creates interest that, wow, it just does something new. So I don't have to call them, I can just send them a nice email. And I noticed a lot of marketers, Mark Gordon, a good friend of mine, Jeanette Burke, they all do this. Natalie Ing, they always send me something. Always send me something. You send me stuff, right? You send me some. You send me some material. Always. So that's a part of networking. It's not the verbal part,
Right.
but it's the communication part. Little things like that are a great tool to keep people up to date. Newsletters, twice a month. Send them a newsletter out. Hey, I'm speaking at this event. I'm going to be doing a pool party. I'm doing a pool party with some coworkers on June 18th. Come and join me.
Right.
Get connected, make what happen. They want to come? They follow me. And I've had Joe Collins come to events, Uri come to events. I have people coming and following me at different events all the time. What's that? That's value. Same thing can happen online. So I'm going to take a few questions on LinkedIn and before we move on. Any questions on LinkedIn you'd like to ask?
Yes.
Go ahead. I'll take a few questions.
Profile. I know that we have an option that I can stop inform people that I'm connected if I want to change my profile.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I change a small thing, it's information distributed to many people.
Right.
I want to
You can go to edit.
change my profile completely.
You go to
and
edit.
inform.
You go to edit. You can edit your profile.
Yeah.
Anytime you want, right there. You clear all this, you can edit all that. You can edit. You go to edit, you click on edit here, there's edit tabs everywhere.
Yeah, but how to stop this information?
What do you mean? What do you want to stop? What are,
Okay. Doing the editing on your screen,
yeah, Ed takes anything out.
which is okay.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to share the information. He wants to stop it.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
LinkedIn has two parts. If they're not connected with you, they can only see a public profile of you online. Unless they connect with you, they can see you. But if they're not connected with you, and they click your name, they can only see your public profile. It only has very minimal information about you. That's what I think that's what you're asking. So it's only a public profile. They can only see your name and what you do, and that's it. Very limited. If you go on Google right now, I type in your name, and I can only see a public profile. So that's how they solve that. Same with Facebook. If you type my name on Facebook, and you're not connected with me, you only see a public profile of me.
Right.
So that's how you handle your that. Does that, I guess, answer your question?
Not exactly.
Okay,
Because
close enough. Close
my
enough.
problem is related
Turn off the-
to information. Because every